I wanted to talk a little bit about a couple of settings on the PMT 300, particularly the number 1 setting and the number 2 setting. Number 1 setting is set at 10 pulses per second. 10 pulses per second is a very, very famous pulse rate that is great for inflammation, it's great for circulation, it's great for bone healing, it's great for muscle mass and helping muscle rebuild. It's also good for shedding a light of pulse rates into the body that is very similar to frequency therapy, and specific frequency therapy between about 7 and 15 hertz. There's a lot of really good frequencies in there, and if you were to pulse the body with 7 to 15 hertz of power or frequency therapy, and you were to pulse 10 pulses per second, the cells aren't going to know the difference. So that's why 10 pulses per second is kind of a really good pulse, and we really wanted to include it in our PMT 300 model. If you've ever heard of the Schumann resonance, the 7.83 hertz, 7.83 hertz is the frequency that Schumann was looking for, he was searching for. He had a lot of research with 10 pulses per second, and it wasn't until he got the equipment to see exactly what the right frequency was for our bodies, for the planet, for the ionosphere, the way lightning flashes, all the different stuff that he talks about in his writings. But 7.8 was what he finally narrowed down that 10 pulse rate to. So setting 1 is 10 pulses per second, and setting 2 is 7.8. So I wanted to let people know that they're in there, and if you're looking for bone healing and inflammation and lymphatic drainage and all the different things, the 10 pulses per second is fantastic. If you get into the 7.8, that has a lot to do with alpha waves in the brain. It helps with grounding back to the earth. So use those two. Just because you can't feel these two very much, it's very important to use them. So when you use the PMT 300, yes, you're going to feel it more, when you get into the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 intensities. But the 1 and 2, just keep those 2 in mind. That if you're really looking for some bone healing, or somebody's got a lot of edema, try these 1 and 2 settings and see what kind of results you get.